floating around in the tree.
In this episode, we are back in Kentucky with our good buddy Clayton Bahn. Clayton has been all over the bucks, and I feel like it's just a matter of time before an arrow is unleashed.
Me and Josh just got out of the woods. It was our first morning together here in Kentucky. 75 degrees right now. It was about 60 degrees this morning. When we got out of the woods last night, it was in the 50s. So it actually warmed up overnight. So I really wasn't expecting a whole lot of movement this morning. Very unexpectedly exciting hunt this morning, which was pretty cool. Looking forward to sweating all day today. It's gonna get up to about 80 and then getting back after him this evening.
Exciting hunt, and he came into 20, and it was definitely got us excited again, and decided he wasn't big enough, so better luck tomorrow, but we are getting into the bucks, and this is awesome.
We went in this morning to a spot we scouted yesterday, basically on the edge of a pine thicket in kind of an overlooked spot, and it's full of deer. Put out a camera and then found a really good trail that we decided to hunt this morning. And basically it's an intersection of trails and then a big ridge finger that feeds into the pine thicket, hoping to catch the deer coming back to bed. And the sign was there. Got in quiet, had a good consistent wind all morning, and just nothing ended up coming through. So I'm gonna do something different this afternoon. We got a really good cold front rolling in right now. The temperature's actually dropped since we've been in the tree, and gonna get a little boots on the ground, check out a couple different spots, and then make a Walmart run and grab some food. So we'll get back in the tree this afternoon and get after them.
Clayton hunted hard through the week with no shots on a good buck, and sadly had to return home for a few days. But on November 8th, Clayton made the drive back to Kentucky and finally got the shot he had worked so hard for.
Me. Yes! Hammered him. I know the shot was not on film, but you can pretty much tell what just happened. I literally just stood up and turned around. I was standing on my saddle platform, and I've got this big ridge directly that way, which was to my left. So I was standing here like this, and I literally just grabbed my coffee mug, looked up, and looked to my left, and I just saw this giant body coming down the middle of that big ridge. And I caught a glimpse of a rack as he was coming down the hill. It was a really big one. And he stopped behind a tree. I ranged him at 40 yards. and I wasn't quite sure how big he was, and then he took one step out. He's a big, big, wide 8-pointer, I believe. Ran down in the bottom, and I've got a little hole right down here to shoot through. And you heard me stop him. I ranged him right there. He's at 32. My second pin on my spot hog is at 32. And I put it right on his heart and squeezed it off. And hey, self-filming is freaking hard. But, I mean, the shot sounds good. He was plowing when he ran off. I can only hope that I got heart. I mean, it looked good. It looked a little bit low, but good sound. And the way that he was plowing leads me to believe I probably got heart. So I'm gonna climb down here in a little bit and go look at my arrow. Oh my goodness, that if I find him, and if it ended up being a good hit, which I think it is, that's probably my biggest deer ever. Oh man, self-filming is tough.
This is me laying on the ground because I just fell over, because we just went on about an 80-yard blood trail and found something at the end of it.
Bro.
Dude, what a stud.
How you feel, man?
So relieved. Man, what a beast. Wow. Look at that tank, son. Oh, man. What an absolute hammer.
It's a big deer, bro.
That's a big boy. Wow. Just what an old tank. Look at that, Scott. Man. Bruiser. Now I'm just so curious where I hit him. Oh my gosh.
Destroyed his leg.
Six just hammered him. Look at that. Look at this leg, dude. I couldn't have shot him any better.
You push record on this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I hit him a little low, but I must have gotten the bottom of the heart. What an old stud.
Alright, well, it's bright and early Sunday morning. I think it's the 31st of October. Kentucky, over with. Finally got into some deer yesterday. We didn't get them on video. It just the circumstance just didn't work out. But we saw a tank of a buck last night. We had him at 45 yards. You know, just kind of, the deer that came in kind of took us off guard. And so we spooked a doe. It took off. The buck was trailing the doe. And he got up to us and then turned around and followed where the doe went. But he was a good one. I'd say he was the one in there that was making all that big sign. And then right at dark, we had a real good 8-point come in, just not quite close enough. So we definitely got into the deer. So I consider that a win on public land, you know, especially big woods public land, to see 2 shooters in a day. So rolling out to Indiana now. The weather's absolutely beautiful, beautiful sunrise this morning. So looks like the weather's going to be perfect this coming week. It's going to be cold and clear, and it's going to be the first week in November. So I don't know how you can beat that. I rolled into Indiana and hit the ground running and immediately found good buck sign, so hopes for the coming week were extremely high.
Yeah, there's like 8 deer out in this field.
Oh yeah, bro. Remember, I told you, you're Disney land.
I mean, they're all big does too.
in on a brand new spot. We've never been back here, and we just came upon a Tethrd fan. I would assume there's definitely a predator in the tree, and it looks like our versus straps on a set of maybe hawk sticks. So I don't know why I have these in my backpack, but I've got my business card in here, and we're gonna leave it on its setup. So if you're watching this video and this is your setup, hit me up. We'll send you something cool. All right, so we're getting ready to head back in for the afternoon. We hunted this morning in the same spot we hunted last night, where we saw several does and 2 pretty good bucks. We didn't get the bucks on camera because it was very dark when they came out, but the one bigger one made it in range, but it was just too dark to shoot and film. So we kind of took note of where they came from. We hunted that spot this morning and didn't see anything. So we got down, went and checked out where we thought they came from, and there's another little ridge point across this old farm road, and we're pretty sure that's where they came from. So it's kind of thick woods back in there. Found a couple rubs, pretty good trail coming down out of there. So we prepped a tree earlier this afternoon, about 11 o'clock. So we're just gonna hike back in there now and set up in that tree. There's 2 other trucks in the parking lot, which is the first people I've seen. So hopefully they're not in the same place we're going, which I don't think they are. We're going almost a mile back, and there's been no other deer tracks back that way. So I think we'll be all right. But yeah, hopefully one of those bucks kind of does the same thing as they did last night. And if they do, we should be in pretty good shape. So there's 2 stands. There's a stand up on this ridge, and then there's a stand up on this end. Time in Indiana was slipping away, and I felt like we needed to change areas completely. So for the evening hunt, I picked a good-looking spot on the map with plans to scout our way in. I met a fellow saddle hunter at the parking lot, and he confirmed that the area we were headed into was a great spot. So I was hopeful that our sit would be a good one. Just one. I'm on it, man. Just one. Yeah, he's 40 yards. Yeah. I'm on him. smoked him, dude. Put her here, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yes. Freaking smoked him right there. What is that, a 10 point? Oh, yes, dude. Oh, we have grinded hard for that one, buddy. We've grinded hard for that one. Hey, what do we shoot him at? Freaking 11 yards. He's dead right there. Dead right there. When he was walking up that wide open lane, I was so nervous because I was like, he's gonna look right up here and see us. I kept the bow in front of my face and I waited until it got super close. And dude, he just turned broadside perfect. Put it right to him. He's dead right there. Yes. Oh, public land, Indiana, baby. All right, guys. Well, I think we're like 12 days in or something like that. Kentucky and Indiana. Tomorrow is our last day in Indiana. And we've just been grinding. I mean, we've had close encounters with a couple nice bucks. And this is a completely new spot that we came to. I got to give a shout out to a guy that we met in the parking lot. His name's Connor, and I know that he'll watch this. So Connor, thank you, because we were just walking back here, just gonna set up on whatever we found, and he said there's a swamp back there. He said it's a good spot, and he didn't tell me exactly where to go, but he just said it's a good spot. So we worked our way back in here and found the swamp and just kind of looked at it. We're like, you know what, we're gonna set up on the edge of this swamp, on this kind of grassy, brushy lane right here. And the deer didn't come out of the swamp. We had a small buck come out of the swamp early, but this buck was bedded back in this thick stuff behind us. So he came out there and he was like 40 yards and he was just milling around, and then he started walking away and he got out to probably 65 yards, 70 yards. And I turned my head and I grunted back this way. Man, he turned and he just started slowly working his way, and he came up this wide open lane right here, and I'm wide open on the tree. So I just kept the bow in front of my face and just waited until he was really close. And I got drawn back, he didn't see me, and then he just turned broadside. Just, I mean, perfect. You just couldn't ask for an easier shot. 11 yards. Whew, now I'm shaking.
All right, boys, the cavalry's here.
Dude,
Good job, man.
sorry, I heard you shoot, dude. Congratulations. Yeah. That's what you call low hole in some way.
I knew you guys were near me because the two animals that came through busted, and I was like, "This is my face. How are these deer busting? They're right in front of me."
Yeah, the wind was blowing right down that lane.
Dude, I know. And then later on, when I heard you shoot, I thought when you sent me that pic and I sent it to you back, I thought you were more over that way. And at that point, I was like, I think I'm still okay. You guys were over this way.
I had no idea you were here.
Oh.
Dude, your guys' text thread was hilarious, dude. And then I hear, I think I just heard you shoot, and then you're like, buck down. I'm like, oh, eventful night, man. Yeah, man. And dude, down to the wire, dude. You said you wanted to tag out tonight, ideally.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
When am I tagging out? Okay, we'll give you this hopefully. Where's the confidence?
All right, well, let's go see it.
Yeah, I want to check this thing out, dude.
It's actually like an 11.
Yeah, we'll call that.
Good shot, man.
Well, we could go 12 if you want.
Almost.
Dude.
We'll call him a 12.
Heck yeah, dude. We still got it. I got strapped. Just let his ass see it for me. There you go. Yeah, this is a super high quality cart.
Where'd you get this at?
I just want to point out.
My absolute favorite thing about hunts like this is sharing the experience with good friends. And with guys like Aaron and Francisco and David Big Country Page behind the camera, it's kind of hard to have a bad time. A few days after I left, Francisco shot his first whitetail ever from the saddle, and I can't be more thrilled for him. Congrats, my friend.